Dun dun. Previously on Star Striker 2000, a boy named Samuel Lee Princeton had got his powers after some very interesting rays of light were unleashed in Shreveport, Louisiana. He got the drop on a few criminals, but the next day they became some dangerous mutants, Octobrey, Pumo, and Wrecker, ravaging through the city. Samuel was called by Ultracat to become the Shreveport Defender Star Striker and take down the trio. Successfully, with the help of his sister and of course the Shreveport Police Department, he was able to take them down. But now, something out of the shadows has come to take our hero away. What is this new shadowy force? Let's find out in the explanation of the third rough draft of Star Striker 2000. Oh boy, wasn't expecting a Dragon Ball Z reference now, were ya? Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool opening that they be having when they say last time on Dragon Ball Z. I actually went up to a friend of mine at work once. I just went up and I randomly saw it saying, previously on Dragon Ball Z, Gabe had arrived at the produce department, but the truck wasn't there yet, and all the vegetables were out of stock. The customers were in a panic and furious. There was only one thing he could do. He had to alert the manager of the situation. You can make almost anything. You can make a lot of things sound epic talking that way. I love Dragon Ball Z. It's a cool show, yeah. Trust me. If you was a guy growing up amongst my peer group, you would know Dragon Ball Z. Not saying that the girls wouldn't, but yeah, I'm just saying majority from what I saw. It was a lot of guys that were into it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there probably were some girls into it, but they probably just weren't open, at least from my viewpoint. Yeah. But see, now they all coming out of the shadows now. Most anybody can be in these shows now, as far as, to our public knowledge. Anyway, you didn't come to hear about that. Here to talk about Star Striker 2000 that got the rough draft of issue 3 done. I was gonna wait until next week to do this, along with the toy reviews I have planned. I still gonna do the toy reviews next week. Today is Saturday and everything as of recording this, so immediately get this uploaded once I finish, so it can be. So hopefully, if everything good Lord said the same, we should be at church Sunday. Film another episode of that, hopefully. But anyway, so yeah, I just figured I'd go on and do it now because I've already started the rough draft of issue 4, going pretty far ahead. And chances are I might have that finished by the time, say, Wednesday get here, and possibly shoot issue 4 rough draft along with the upcoming toy reviews I have planned, with the DC Heroes on the Top Shelf and the Bat merch. So, got quite a bit planned coming up, as well as also a royal talk of the Sonic movie, so I can be already ready. I wanted to be rushing to, be updated on the channel before the second Sonic movie comes out. So there's gonna be that, and there's something else. And also comics like there are some comics that are about to start development. Bubbling at issue 5 will be going into development for illustrations. Should be coming up soon. Right now it's in the proofread. It's being proofread. So once it's finished being proofread, illustrations will immediately begin on Bubbling at issue 5. Trying to have it done. The goal is to have it done at least before May is over. Might possibly be in time for Mother's Day. You never know. But at least before May is over, to have it, published, and where we can show you the physical copies of it on here to get, as well as our other copies of available comics. Went into that like double toasted there. Oh yes, we got 2 issues of Brown Chronicles, of course. Yeah, 2 issues of Brown Chronicles, which is sort of what got redone to become what we know as Yumiko. First issue of Dora, by of course our very own Lanisa Howard, who may possibly continue it. Never know. Just all depends on her. And of course, show it in this order first here. And of course, the Bubblina issues we already have out from 1 to 4. Oh yeah. Almost like holding them like playing cards. I think that's what, I hate to use this example, but I think that's how Daddy Derek was talking about his Cool Cat books. It's like a big old stack of playing cards. Okay, let me see. Cards, huh? I've drawn Bubblina issue 1, and I will play it in attack mode. Okay. You definitely know I'm an anime nut. Of course, there is still some anime that I have yet to have seen, and yep, like I say, any chance I get, I would try to think to discover other anime just to see where all else is going and everything, just for the heck of it, and see what I think of other animes outside of what I've already been exposed to. And also, of course, the first Star Trek comic series there from 1 to 6. So definitely get yourself some of those comics. Like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and also support us on Patreon, even if it's $1. We will very much appreciate that. Oh yes, and also speaking of with the comics, as soon as Bubblina issue 5 is put out there, and one reason why I'm going to do that first instead of starting with illustrating Yumiko. Yumiko is also going to be proofread immediately after the rough draft of Bubblina. 10 issues of Yumiko will be are going to be proofread all at once after Bubblina. So yeah, that's kind of why one of the reasons why we're doing Bubblina issue 5, because it's just one issue. That's kind of how my wife works, we got kind of different ways of going at this, so that's cool and everything. So better that we go with that since it's one issue first, have it out, and then work straight through with illustrating Yumiko starting in the summer, just like how the series starts in the summer. And one thing we're definitely gonna do, since it's like 10 of those there, what we'll probably do, because there's a chance, I'm hoping maybe I can have, because I always do my rough drafts here in the phone while I'm also, especially when I start these illustrations, I'll still be doing rough drafts at the kind of back and forth, depending on, day by day. However, if I'm lucky, I might have the first kind of, I guess, arc, or at least, what I'm doing, I'm going by like the passage of time, since Yumiko and Star Trek are in the same Star Trek 2000 are in the same continuity and everything, but in different locations. Yumiko's in a whole nother world that they've been transported to, but Star Trek is here in the supposed real world. So far in Yumiko, the amount of time that's passed so far from issue 1 to 10, you've had a whole day. You had a whole day from issue 1 to 4. Issues 5 to 7 was the second day. Then issue then the finale, issues 8 to 10, is the morning of the third day. They had so yeah, the second story arc is still gonna be within day 3. So yeah, in a way, we're kind of going. That's kind of how going by with Star Trek 2000 might go past 2 days, but I still try to make sure that they're kept in sync. So what I probably do is like just say for instance maybe issue 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 might get illustrated and published, then some of Star Trek 2000, and back and forth according to the passage of time. So that's kind of how it is. It's not, some of you probably understand what I'm saying. Some of you might be a little confused. If you are, don't it's a just ask this. Put your questions in the comment section. I'll do my best to explain that further what I'm talking about. So definitely do that if you're getting a little confused there. Yep. So now that we've cleared all that updates and everything, and also hope y'all enjoyed that Batman review I did. So here we go. I'm gonna go into what issue 3 is bringing. Yeah, because when I was talking about issue number 2, I kind of mentioned a little bit about what was to come in issue 3, but not the full deal. And I've already pretty much did a recap at the beginning of this video in a Dragon Ball Z form. Also, speaking of Dragon Ball Z, I'm hoping to. There's a couple of movies that my sister Kason sent me about 2 Dragon Ball Z movies. I think it was Murdoch. Yeah, hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, 2 of the movies, the World's Strongest Super Saiyan. And yeah, I've seen 1 out of 2 of those movies. Oh my gosh, hoping to talk about that in the future some point, because like I say, there's other things that we want to cover first. Comic, toys, and movies and everything. But in the future, I do hope to get to talking about the Dragon Ball Z movie and possibly maybe some other stuff with Dragon Ball Z, as well as something else, as well as a special something for wifey. So, or probably several special things, because like I say, royal talk, so you kind of, got because there's some things I pick, and then there's some things that she picked, kind of go back and forth, yep. Like when she picked Nutty Professor and Enchanted, and also Looney Tunes, yeah, so, yeah, Back in Action, actually, she chose, and that's what brought forth the other 2 Looney movies there. So anyway, enough rambling on that. So issue 3 of Star Striker 2000, a Serpent Deal. Definitely, this is one reason why at the end of issue 2, Star was looking at the snakes that were surrounding him, the cobras, and and called them you Eden serpents, like the snake in the serpent in the Garden of Eden that the devil used to tempt Eve, and her and Adam bit from the tree and bit from the fruit of the tree, and when Adam ate it, sin came in the world. You will be like God, knowing good and evil. Yes. Can't exactly do my tongue completely like no snake though, but So anyway, so the issue starts at the Wonder Spear where Ultra Cat's at. His computers has an alert stating that Star Striker's communicator signal had disappeared. So Ultra Cat goes to Earth to try to find them. Meanwhile, back in the Swamp Shadow Dome, we're having the conversation with Star and Jezebel where it picked up. Jezebel introduces herself, of course. Jezebel. And is still trying to get Star Striker to, come on her side and everything. My child. Pretty much go to like Slade trying to get to Robin and Terrence in the old 3 Teen Titans. You, my child, you belong to me. Robin, excellent work, Robin. I think your skills are improving. And you know, that's really strange. Quick moment. It's really strange. You think about Slade from '03 Teen Titans that was directed and aimed to children, to like, you know, elementary kids, stuff like that. And you take a look at him in like the old comics that kind of sort of was a little more adult. They did have some adult things going on in some of the comics, like especially with Slade and Tara, where yeah, Tara was like 15 and smoking and sort of her and Slade kind of had a thing going on. Any of you comic book readers probably know what I'm referring to when I say that. As they would put it, I'll put it this way: a scripture in the Bible stated that Potiphar's wife in the Book of Genesis wanted Joseph to as they say to lay with her. Mm-hmm. You enough said. you Yep. As Woody say, I would stay further, but there are preschool toys watching. Getting kind of tense, aren't you? So, yeah, you had that going on with Tara and Slade in the comics, and yet for some reason, him in the directed kid version, where that wasn't implied or anything, it was just pretty much Slade just obsessing over having Robin as his apprentice, and then Tara and had that weird looking outfit on. Somehow that Slade is more darker and creepier than the comic version. I think what it is because I mean, yeah, that's still kind of creepy too in the comics. But the way I think it's more so the way he behaved in the direct kid version, and it's sort of his behavior kind of put implications in people's imaginations of what could be happening. So that's what made him creepier. So anyway, Jezebel. That's kind of what I yeah, sort of that because like Slade, you know, Slade wanted was kind of like one thing Slade said to Robin. Who knows? You might even call me your father. I already have a father. And you look up and see the bats. Dun 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 dun. So in this case, yeah, it's like well, let's get through the draft. You'll see. Star is like, you must think I'm extremely gullible. No way I'm gonna just take your word. She's like, well, perhaps maybe some persuade. Let me guess. You want to do the old tempt superhero to join you to rule the world? Of course. Well, I don't think so, you she-devil. I may be new to this, but I've read a lot of superhero stuff to know that. Read and also watched a lot of superhero stuff to know that trick and then some. Yeah, Star Striker is pretty well knowledgeable of comic books and superhero-related media. Yeah, he's pretty much like a lot of your comic book geeks now that exist on YouTube. And take pride in that. There's nothing wrong with being a comic book geek. Say, stand strong. Cause trust me, there's some things. Cause trust me, being into superheroes myself, I thought it was more with the TV stuff than the comic stuff growing up. Only reason I'm kind of into the comic a little bit because I'm making comics of my own. But yeah, I'm learning a lot from you guys that are bringing up like, well, in the comics and in the comics. I'm picking up a lot from you guys, so keep doing your thing, and I will observe and learn. I am the student. So, anywho, the couple of cobras attack Star Striker, end up poisoning him. He does try to dodge and blast some of these cobras there, but there's so many of these things, and some of them like coming in from behind and stuff, and it end up biting his hands and causing him to get poisoned. Sort of similar to what happened in issue 6 here, when him and him and Diva Slay were up against these Cobras there. Yeah, this version of Diva Slay. By the way, if I probably mentioned this in a previous Star Trek update video and maybe possibly in some other videos, but Diva Slay, how you see her here, she's gonna look kind of different. Yeah, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned she's gonna be based off of this TikToker. Her design is gonna be like this TikToker Megan. So yeah, she, who is which will also have us a Down syndrome Diva Slay, which sort of like how we have Naomi being autistic, as well as my character Hiko being ADHD, just the same as I was growing up there. So, yep, a lot of really kind of add some layers to a lot of these characters there, making them and also makes them pretty interesting. Yeah, because you definitely want to keep things interesting. And that's what I meant by how the similarity of when Star got attacked. Now, in this case, he was attacked by Sia herself. Yeah. Although Diva Slay was able to, get him feeling better and everything. Yep. As you see there. Yep. So back with this. So what happens here, Jezebel's like, there's a lot more to this than just world domination. It's multiversal domination. It's like multiverse. And this is what Jezebel explains. Beyond this world and this universe, there exist other universes, meaning thousands of other worlds. I've seen them along with others like me. When we decided to begin our conquest over the first world we entered, heroes just like you rose to fight us in order to defend it. However, their foolish bravery led to their demise, along with their entire universe. Before I continue what she just said here, that they've already decimated the first world they went to, as well as also taking out the entire universe that this world came from, that they previously were in. This is kind of a reference to Heroes of Dreams that I wrote before the comics, sort of a retcon of it. In my Heroes of Dream book series, which was sort of like novels where I drew some pictures in them with colored pencils, that was before Photoshop. So what happened was there was the last major plot point that I wrote in Heroes of Dreams. There was this really big villain that had destroyed, pretty much Thanos level villain, that was, he was attacking and everything, and pretty much all the heroes that had to assemble in Heroes of Dream with Star Striker and everything. And originally, yeah, they did defeat this guy, but then there was something that happened that led to the continuation of the story in 2 other books, and then that was when I started writing the Star Trek comics, and after a while I never did come back to that, and I just continued with the comic version. So that universe sort of came to an end there. So the retcon is, what if the heroes in that universe did not win? What if their universe was completely decimated? And it's actually a reference to something I actually did write, where there was supposed to be a dimension explosion. But when I wrote that, it was my way of trying to change some of the characters and how they look there. Like Julie's hair, for instance, in that series. So yeah, it was kind of looking back on it, it was sort of a poor story plot there. That part of it there, and before it, there was some pretty good stories before then in the series leading up to that big event. However, the weakness of Heroes of Dreams was so much had gathered amongst characters and backstories and all that. It was kind of a cluttered series, so that's one thing I try. I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff with Yumiko and Star Trek 2000, but I'm trying. But like I say, trying to do better in my writing as far as not, as far as fleshing out what I'm gonna do from issue to issue a lot better than I did with Heroes and Dreams, and even the previous comics here that you just saw. So, and I kind of picked up a little bit of that from Christina's writing of Bubbleta, and even Nisha with the first Dora issue. And the funny thing is, they started their whole comic thing because I was writing comics, and now I'm picking up some stuff from them writing. Because you know what they say, sometimes it's just the old saying. Sometimes it's not just a one-way street. Sometimes just like people learn from you, sometimes you learn from the ones learning from you. Just all depends. Sort of like your say grandparents, for example. A lot of stuff that we grands and youngins learn from them. Probably. I could say right off the bat with my grandparents, they probably would school the heck out of me in farm raising. I probably would. They'd be like, "Okay, Gabe, we're gonna do some farm raising." Huh? I know. I mean, I see it on TV, but actually doing it, what do I do? That's actually how I would be. They would, yeah. So they would be superior masters of that. I'd be clueless and probably take me a while to learn it. But the other way, it go the other way around with, say, something like the internet, which like I say, my grandparents don't really fool with that much, but if they were, it probably would be them trying to figure that out, like, okay, God, you do this, you do that, and so on and so on, depending on what on the internet I'm trying to show, because there's several things on the internet, or the computer in general, so just all depends. It kind of varies, but so that just goes to show you, every one of us knows something that another person doesn't. We learn from each other. So never, and one important thing: don't ever hold something over somebody's head. So anyway, back with this. So yeah, a bit of a wreck on that. So Jezebel continues about how after they pretty much decimated that universe, they went to conquer new worlds, and they used the destruction of the previous universe to emphasize their point. Like, hey, you guys don't follow us, this is what we gonna do. So she got some others. So there's some others that she working with. We don't know who they are yet. I'm still, even I myself, I know there is a few people I can take a guess who's gonna be with her, but that the fact that it's not revealed who all she's working with completely leaves the door open for other villains there. And when I say other villain, I mean of my creation. When I say other villain, I don't mean like Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and all of a sudden, or Spider-Man No Way Home, and we suddenly gonna see Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and Sandman, and Electro, and the Lizard coming through the portals. Peter, you're struggling. I've been watching from the back of Norman's eyes. You think you can fix us? We don't need to be fixed. So, yeah, not gonna be nothing like that, because Mickey Mouse would be suing me like crazy. Hey, that's supposed to be Marvel stuff. I own Marvel. Don't you dare try to do that game. Unless, of course, we had struck a deal, some which would be pretty expensive there. Yeah, Mickey would probably charge a lot of money to try to get a hold of that, or Marvel themselves, to be honest. Yeah, because I have to go through Mickey and Kevin Feige. So I just do my own stuff. I ain't gonna try to get into that. See? So anyway, then talks about that, and continues to try to get Star Striker to join. He's like, why sacrifice yourself in vain? Join me and my friends, and you may share in ruling an entire universe. Star is like, well, because he's been poisoned. Well, that's quite an offer, Jezebel. Definitely worth considering. Worth considering. Indeed it is. I suppose I could join you, Jezebel. That's very good. I suppose I could join you. Jezebel instantly said, excellent. And she removes the poison from Star, so, he's not poisoned now. You've made the right choice, my child. Soon, I'll become like a mother to you. And when she says that, she, sort of like how a mother would do, they, bend down, put their hands on their child's shoulders. Come here, my child. So, with her that close, Star's like, actually, I already have a mother. And just blasts his Jezebel close range off of him. And I said, I suppose I could join. That doesn't mean I will join. He kind of got it. He kind of got it there. Got her off guard. The minute he said, I suppose. Oh, yeah, he gonna join. No, I said, yeah, I suppose. That don't mean yay or nay. I just said, I suppose. She didn't listen to those key words. So then there's a fight with more of the Cobras, and eventually Jezebel just gets back up and just slashes Star, pretty much like she did in the comic image I showed you earlier. Star tries to fire more Star Blast at Jezebel, but she's not an easy one to take down. It's almost kind of similar to Tom Holland's Spider-Man punching the Green Goblin. Every time he got punched, he was like... Well, I was like, the first thing came to my mind also when I saw that was like Buddy Love and Nutty Professor. Carla, are you ready to go upstairs? I guess not. Like, what? And let's not forget Hades when his face got caved in from Hercules' punch. Now, wait. I know this look bad. Okay. Yeah, Jezebel's not someone that's easy to take down, especially a first time, especially, like Star just stated, he just started at this, and Jezebel's kind of a big time villain here. She slashes him again, and well, actually, before she does that, she vanishes into the shadows to avoid a Star Blast, and slams him on the ground with her tail, then slashes him again as he's trying to get up. He says, appears you need a lesson in tough love, my child. Either choose to follow me, or I will punish you until you do. Unfortunately, Ultra Cat shows up to get Star Striker out of this. Originally, I forgot to mention this, but originally, coming from the previous two issues, there was supposed to be a character called Super Johnny. That was supposed to. I may have mentioned this change, but I'm saying it now. But anyway, Super Johnny was supposed to be the one that got Star Striker out of there, but I changed that. I do plan to bring that character in here, just not yet because it's too early. So it's gonna be Ultra Cat that gets Star Striker out of there. He knocks Jezebel back down long enough for them to escape. And Jezebel gets up like, Star Striker, my child. Let me say more in this one. Star Striker, my child. You will eventually join me. So then, of course, there is, they arrive back at the Wonder Spear. And he's like, Star Striker, actually Ultra Cat mentions, Jezebel was a major problem to his world. So obviously she's been the Ultra Cat's universe. And so now she's here in this universe. Ultra Cat thought that he defeated her, but it seems like she used her magic to escape. Something that evil always comes back. And they're not sure if the three criminals, Octobraid, Racker, and Puma, came from her. As far as their powers and everything, but it is possible. But the most important thing, yeah, they got to take her down. Star says he's in, but he acknowledges, like, well, she's pretty powerful, and chances are, she says she mentioned that she had some other folks working with her in other universes, so yeah, she might have an army directly with her, and who knows if these other guys might show up to aid her. So we need to prepare ourselves an army of heroes to help us too. And so Ultra Cat said, "Yep, it's a good idea." So Star is going to, as Star Trek series goes on, we're going to see other heroes coming up out of the woodwork, gathering up with them. So like similar to the Batman and Superman animated series, when they had heroes popping up until they went into Justice League series, or also the Spider-Man animated series when he had other heroes popping up like Iron Man, the X-Men, and I think the Punisher, kind of an anti-hero, Blade, and Captain America, and Daredevil. So yeah, pretty kind of similar to that. And then another comparison, which is what Star Striker was based off of when I first came up with him, Static Shock. Because he had that kind of thing going since they made him a part of the DC universe. He had cameos from Batman, Superman, John Stewart, Green Lantern, and then in one case the entire Justice League, except for Wonder Woman and except for Wonder Woman for some reason. Yeah, you had like I said, they showed all the others, but yeah, for some reason Wonder Woman never made a cameo. And then there was also heroes in his own his own area that wasn't in the Justice League, like Rubber Band Man, his sidekick Gear, Shebang, Nazi the Spider, Soul Power, and Shaquille O'Neal. But Shaquille O'Neal's not a superhero. As tall as that son of a gun is, he might as well be. Well, I never really thought about that before, but I guess if y'all, I did play Steel once, didn't really do so well, but yeah, I guess I could be a superhero. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good old Shaq though. Yeah. Aside from Steel, yeah, Shaq. Yeah, I would consider just Shaq as he is a superhero. Yeah, so yeah, especially his cameo in Static Shock. So of course Star Striker explains all this to his mom and his sister, and also to Brian as well, because he was present when all this went down in the first two issues. So these are the only three at the moment that know his secret identity. The rest of the police don't know. But they will be working with Star Striker, but they don't. As far as I know now, they don't know the Star Striker secret identity. Only his mother does, which is the commissioner of the police, sort of like Commissioner Gordon, the Batman, and also his sister Sheila and Brian. So yeah, so they all in on this, and he does like a narration ending, about what's going to be coming up in the future. And a little bit on issue 4 that's going to be coming up. We're going to find, they actually know some of the missing children that are missing, like here in Shreveport, which are some of the kids that are in the Yumiko series, because they're in that world Yumiko, but they don't know that. And Samuel's going to get the idea to join up at the news station as a junior journalist there. So yep, there's they are gonna. So there's gonna be that going on. There's gonna be some new civilian side characters that are gonna be introduced. not introduced in this issue. Still working with that, and also as well as another. We've had Octobrave, Puma, Racker, and then Jezebel so far as the villains introduced. So we're definitely getting another villain coming up, introducing to another villain. Actually, two of them, and possibly their henchmen. So, yep. So as far as that's concerned, that's all for issue 3 so far. And I will now go back, go and get this up and continue working on issue number 4. Maybe possibly talk about that a little bit later, along with the tour reviews of my Bat merch and DC characters, and as well as the Sonic Royal Talk that will be coming soon. Before seeing the Sonic movie, I might possibly be able to get in one other movie in the Royal Talk. Possibly, I might, because they done moved the release date of Sonic from March. I think it was like supposed to be the 22nd, but now they done moved it to April the 6th for some reason. I was so because I was thinking like, whoa, March 22nd, yeah, I'll just wait till my birthday and go see it, which was the 31st, and now it ain't even gonna be here on my birthday. Why y'all do that? Why y'all had to do me like that, Sega? No, y'all wrong for that. Anyway, other than that, you like the video, definitely give it a like, subscribe, buy some of the available comics I just showed you earlier, and also support us on Patreon. Even if it is a little bitty dollar a month, it will be very much appreciated. Definitely do that, and we will see you in the next videos. See you later.